Hello to all. Today I am with you to tell you a new and scary story about Kong and Skar King, so be sure to stay with me until the end of this story to watch its scary events and enjoy it. Kong descended, not with the usual tremor of anticipation, but with a dread that clawed at his throat. Legend spoke of a slumbering nightmare, the Skar King, and fear, cold and nation, snaked round his heart. The bioluminescent fungi, usually a comforting glow, cast grotesque, distorted shadows that ride on the cavern walls. The air grew thick and metallic, a foul taste clinging to his tongue. Silence, a living entity, pressed down on him, broken only by the frantic pounding of his own heart, a drumbeat against the impending doom. Then he saw it, the Skar King. It wasn't a creature of flesh and bone, but a monument to madness. Obsidian spikes, like petrified claws, reached towards the cavern ceiling, pulsing with a sickly green light that made his fur stand on end. But it was the face, no the lack of it, that truly horrified Kong. A swirling vortex of pure darkness, a cosmic mud that seemed to devour light itself. It was a hungry void, a silent scream that promised oblivion. Panic choked Kong. He roared, a sound that shook the caverns, but it died in his throat, swallowed by the suffocating silence. Around the Skar King ride a chorus of nightmares, warped skull crawlers, bloated and grotesque parodies of their kind, their eyes glowing with the same malevolent dark light as their master. The battle began, a cacophony of terror. Kong fought with the blind fury of a cornered beast, but his blows seemed to pass through the Skar King, leaving no mark. The obsidian creature remained impassive, its darkness radiating an aura of despair that threatened to extinguish the fight in him. The warped skull crawlers were a relentless assault, their claws tearing at his fur, leaving searing wounds that pulsed with an alien energy. Yet the true battle raged within. The Skar King's silenced scream ripped at Kong's mind, weaving visions of Skull Island consumed by the void, his skin dissolving into nothingness. He fought on, fueled by a primal defiance, but the despair gnawed at him, slowly draining his will. Then, a flicker of memory, a legend whispered on the wind, a shimmering ape, bathed in an otherworldly light, battling a creature of pure shadow. Was it just a myth, or a forgotten truth? Hope, fragile as a spider web, bloomed in his chest. He tore through the debris of ancient battles, his hand brushing against something smooth and cold. A shard of obsidian, unlike any he'd seen before. It pulsed with a sickly green light, but also with a faint blue luminescence, a whisper of forgotten power. With a defiant roar that shook the very foundations of the caverns, Kong lunged. The Skar King unleashed a wave of pure oblivion, a torrent of inky blackness aimed at snuffing out Kong's very existence. In a desperate gamble, Kong slammed the shard into the wave. Light and darkness collided in a deafening explosion, a vortex that threatened to tear the fabric of reality. The cavern pulsed with a blinding energy, then a silence so profound it screamed. The warped skull crawlers were gone, dissolved into nothingness. The Skar King remained, its obsidian form cracked and smoking. But a new horror unfolded. The black void of the Skar King's face seemed to twist and contort within itself. Darkness, thicker than any shadow, oozed from within, tendrils that writhed and pulsed with a life of their own. The darkness swarmed towards the shard, and then, with a shriek that ripped through the silence, it was engulfed. The shard lay inert in Kong's grasp, devoid of any light. He had one, but at what cost? The Skar King remained, a silent sentinel of the darkness it held at bay, but the blue luminescence in the shard had vanished, replaced by a faint, pulsating green. A cold dread settled into Kong's chest. He hadn't defeated the Skar King. He had observed a fragment of its essence. He emerged from hollow earth, the world a blur of light and sound, but the victory felt hollow. He was still a protector, but now he was a carrier, a vessel for a sliver of the darkness he had fought. Every night, under the pale moonlight, Kong felt a stirring within him, a faint echo of the Skar King's silent scream. It was a constant reminder of the battle and the horrifying power he now held, a power that threatened to consume him, and one day, perhaps, the very world he swore to protect. Thanks to the loved ones who watched the story till the end and spent their time on it. So if you enjoyed today's terrible video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and write your comments. And I leave it to the great God until Thursday.